Hello. Yes. Okay. Let's lower the game audio just a bit because it was fairly loud. Hi, welcome. We're we're going to play with Stanley again because why not? Um, well, there are Elder Scrolls Online tropes. So I probably should be streaming that, but Stanley is a lucky man. I know, right, Bliss? Well, I don't know, but um, how are you doing? But yeah, we were well on our way with Stanley yesterday, so I thought let's continue. The door is open to the garden. The door to the hallway is open.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
And this is a story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Ooh.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
He was so happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Very clearly.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
But my controller is sleeping. No, it's not. Hi. Welcome back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
So I know there are secrets and stuff and things you can do differently, and I didn't look at any of them. How to get there. So for today, I'm totally relying on you, chat. Because I can. Wait, there's a... Why is this here? And the bucket.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
But I want to touch stuff. Hey down, how are you doing?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, because the door on the right only goes down. Right? That's the ending where we will go mad and stuff. The Domo. The Domo is, yeah, is doing pretty standard. So I guess that's good, right? I'm
This was
I
not
only
the correct
think
way to
there
the meeting room, and
is
Stanley
only
knew it
one
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop
way
by
to
the
go.
employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yes.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I'm drinking it all in. What a beautiful room.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Well, he said I was drinking it in, so I am.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall
Oh,
personality.
it's raining.
It's
I thought,
possible
what is
that
all
this
that
is
noise?
why
But
everyone
it's the
left.
rain. I'll leave my door open. As long as there's no thunder, I can leave the door
Stanley
open,
sat
right?
around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more,
Oh,
he
no.
decided
I
that
really
the
have
game
to
was
close
trying to
the
send
door.
a message.
It looks like a hill. Be right back. Disable my camera, but I leave my microphone open so you can hear me shouting to my mom. Yeah, Slim. I'm so smart sometimes. Anyway, Stanley's still here.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I just closed the door in time because now it's against the window again. I like rain.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But there's an elevator here. Where does this go? A big red button. We push it. Hey, look, it's working.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
I feel
he wanted
bigger
to wander
now.
about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go,
So this is
from here,
5
it's,
minutes.
left.
Don't make it. No, it doesn't go bigger. You think we can stack it? somehow. But now it will be big for 10 minutes. So.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
No, silver. I'm going to remove the cue for this.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
There's a car. Can we escape the car? Okay, well, I will be huge the whole stream then, I guess. Oh, this is the room where my picture will start lagging.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
No.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
No. But I don't think I didn't drop any frames now, so I don't know why that was the case yesterday.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But on the other hand, this is about how big you are in your stream, right? Maybe a bit bigger, but... And I didn't even do the eyeliner today, because we just got home from eating pancakes, because my mom had to go to the hospital today. And
when Stanley...
I thought, okay,
wait,
let's stream.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I
did you
not.
move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Where will we find the story? I can't jump now. Are they all connected? Is it all connected?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, well, Silver had to go and redeem it, like... How many times did you do it? 7 times or something? 6, 7? So this is the bigger version. I hope you like it. But with much more relaxing atmosphere, because there was rain for 5 hours. Don't like it, you love it. Okay, well, then I'm happy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
No,
Stanley
not any
decided to go to the
longer.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I will make it like 10,000 points. Not that that would matter anything. Anyway, because I give back the points every stream, but hey.
Okay, yep,
No
it's
doors.
worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
No. No. I think it's up here. No.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Here it comes. Okay. Are you ready?
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
But he could have easily let me go and find the story in the room with the many doors. I mean,
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
yay!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Yes. Finally, we won.
Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No. Restarting again.
All right, I've got a solution.
Yeah,
This time, to
adventure.
make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
It's nice that the noise gate or noise reduction works pretty well. Because if I don't talk, you don't hear the birds. So that's cool. But where's the adventure line disappeared?
You saw nothing.
Oh, the adventure line. Thanks for the lurk. That's over.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Yes.
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Right.
Okay, Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Ooh. Let's turn it down a bit. I cannot walk there. But it doesn't make sense, but it does. It's just it's a fun experience when you play it. I don't know how much fun it is to watch, but ooh, swinging lights. It's Obi-Wan. What's here? How we'll get there. Oh, will we get to my refuse to? I'm so confused.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Nice fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
Oh, the door's open.
Is any of this ringing a bell?
I'm searching for the sense of the game in the mind of the universe. It's the experience. We're here again.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No! So tell me, voice in my head, are we following the line or...
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
What? Oh, this direction. Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
different hallway.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Yeah, that means I'd have to go back. Because the line is going where we were going.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Woohoo.
From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay. I can't go.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
No!
That's really how all this goes? It's all
The narrator is gone
determined?
after a long time. Stanley dies.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
Stanley
No,
this
it
place.
can't
Story
work.
is
I
prevented,
don't want
unable
it
to
to
go
be.
anywhere.
I don't want the game to keep
It
restarting.
restarts,
I
find
don't
the
want to
line
forget
again,
what's going
following
on.
the line,
I
find
don't want to be
identical
trapped like this.
stuff.
I won't restart the game. I won't do it.
Attempt
I
to
won't
make 'em.
do it. I won't do it. And the timer
There's no
stopped.
longer an output.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I don't know.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not
Yes.
quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
I guess we
Eventually.
do.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
No! Why?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, but no. Because all the things we could have done.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
I'm
Stanley
just
knew it
going
perfectly
to
well.
see if
Perhaps
we
he
can.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes.
Yes.
This room. What a beauty. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But is this back on track? Yeah, because that's the meeting room, right? So was the only thing that happened here the room with the monitors? Or was there another way to go? Because I
But
don't
Stanley didn't
remember.
want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Run!
Oh, no, it's to the right.
Oh,
My
it's
mistake.
exactly the same now.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Now we
It's
started the
clearly...
confusing
Oh, dear,
ending
would you hold on for a minute, please?
again.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
So that was the only thing to...
No,
way to go.
no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay, well, I need to see what the ending is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Because
Perhaps
I
he had
didn't
simply missed
pay
a memo.
attention to what the game said I had to do.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No, again,
Did you
no.
move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you?
Why
I'm the
can't
one who
I
wrote the
skip?
story.
We had a skip
It was
button.
right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. Doors. Oh, we're back here. Nice. Very nice.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
But I need cake, so I... Aw. It's not stupid.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But it's a shame you
Okay,
can't
yep, it's
opt out.
worse. I might be remembering
you
this
can skip
wrong.
if you already...
It's possible the story is
did
back
it.
where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction
Well,
and see if
that's
we
what
missed
you get.
anything?
If you don't pay attention.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Yay! I'm happy again,
Oh,
and then
no.
he takes it away from
I
me.
don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Here we go again.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
No.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Okay, so now we don't follow the line because
You know what,
we
Stanley?
weren't.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why
No.
can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
It's strange to be so
Now,
big on the
yes,
screen,
this
though.
is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Oh, I just tracked back. I thought, well, I get to choose the story, so I can choose which way we're going, but they want you to go forward and not back. So that's a shame.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
It's gonna be the
How
right door.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
I guess.
In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Woo. Okay,
What's
so
this?
this Stanley attempts to play
A
the story, but is
confusion ending.
prevented, unable
You're
to
telling
go
me
anywhere or do
That's what this
anything.
is?
The game
It's all one
restarts on
giant
its own.
ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the
Find the line
schedule, I
again,
restart
following
again.
the
Then
line.
what? Am I
The
just
room-
supposed to forget? Well,
There's
what
no
if I don't
longer
want
an
to forget?
office.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
So we try
No,
to
it can't
play,
be.
and then we
I don't want
can't,
it to be.
and
I
then the
don't
game
want the game to
restarts.
keep restarting.
And
I
then we
don't
find
want to
the
forget
line,
what's
and we
going
follow
on.
it.
I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
There's no
And
longer
the
an
timer
office.
stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Yeah, so that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, now let's go to the meeting
When Stanley
room.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime,
It
a
was
work of art.
sublime.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
No.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Please.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Look how obedient I am right now.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Okay,
What
let's see if
horrible
my
secret did this
frames
place hold?
are gonna drop.
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to
yet.
images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That's my cube goal. I don't think it's being difficult now. Okay, well, nice.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Blindly.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
I have
in
a yum
someone
yum
else's
salad and
control?
cheesecake with
Never.
He wants
It was
some.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even
Well,
possible?
no,
Had
thank
he
you.
truly spent his
But
entire
enjoy.
life utterly blind to the world?
I hope it's good.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So did we press offer on the other day? I don't remember. The other day was yesterday, but I still don't remember.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So do I turn it on? Yesterday, it's so far, I know, right? I don't know if I turned it on or I turned it off. Okay, well, otherwise we have to do it again and then turn it off. So I'm gonna turn it on first.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Oops.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to
I don't
understand,
think I did this.
there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Where
but I'm
do we have
enjoying
a
this
red
so
button?
much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
There is no 4,
Oh,
no.
dear me. What's the matter, Stanley?
There's no...
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yes.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Pushing buttons.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds
I had
until
one
a big
red.
boom and then nothing. No ending.
And now they
Just you
changed
being
everything.
blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Boom. I died. I don't know, is there a way to disable that? And I wonder where the camera is.
All of his co-workers were gone.
They were
What could it
gone.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Oh
memo.
look, I turned back to small me. Okay. That's better. Somehow I'm not... Wait. Is it me, or is there just no silver? Thought there was a line. There's a line under my small picture. Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
Like
his
they
left.
don't snap properly anymore to the screen.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Well, you can just teleport me to the end then. I mean... I wouldn't mind.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course. I do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, that one got fired. 601, I guess. Or 2, maybe. $104 fired. Some are blue. I don't know what that means. I'm blue, down.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't
But
accept
I know
it.
there was
his own life in someone else's
know how to
control.
get there.
Never. It was
But I know
unthinkable.
there was like
Wasn't
an
it?
ending
Was it even
where
possible?
you went home.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I don't remember.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery...
Blah. Now what?
Blackness.
Blackness.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command, Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his
Yeah, so we
co-workers
did.
gone?
We did this
How
one
had he
already.
been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yeah, you see. I can't make it. But it's already fitted to that screen, so why is there... It doesn't ever. There is no end. Yeah, so it's either I... Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to live with the little... Right. It's fine. No, but there are different endings you can get to the get in the
All of his
game.
co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
I don't know if you can see somewhere. I don't think so. So I have to check Steam then. Steam. Where is my Steam? I only unlocked 4 achievements, so no, I don't think I have many. Beat the game. Woo! Welcome back. You can jump. This achievement, please ignore. Apparently there is an achievement that is called 8, so I'm just going to spam the 8. I don't think anything happens. Oh, maybe if I do it in my... But I can't go back. The achievements do not show how many, okay. Hello, I arrived because of the Stanley Parable. I'm some random vampire and I will mostly be swinging over the narrator like some kind of idiot. Well, I think okay. Well, that's fine. I don't know how much he will be speaking.
When Stanley
Oh
came to
well,
a
there
set
he
of
is.
2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But as far as the endings, I don't know how many I had.
This was not the correct
I
way
don't
to
know
the
how
meeting
to
room, and
go
Stanley
to
knew it
others.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Well, that's good, right? I think a lot of people
But Stanley
find
didn't
him
want to get
mainly
back to the
annoying.
office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's,
But
left.
now I'm going back here. This is not where I wanted to go. So if I do begin the game again. Alright, quit to menu. So if I do the 8s here, can I do 8s? No? Never mind.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Was it... Did I go the other way when we were in the...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
not much of a talker.
Here's the door, just go.
Thank you. Just go. Here we go again.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
No.
read Mind Control Facility.
We're going to do
Although this
this.
passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
That we will. Because we know, right, the lady will
The
start
door
talking
behind
to
him
us.
was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh, that's why I'm happy if people are chatting in stream, right? Because I'm more of a reactor. I think... Oh, my bot used to say that, like, please say something because I'm not good at keeping a conversation going.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing
Every
him
bone.
instantly.
Yeah, but Silver would agree. I think.
And yet it
I'm
would
a
be
very
just a few
quiet
minutes
person.
before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long
How
in
did I get
advance,
to the...
death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
How did I get to the room with all the lights where the narrator wanted to stay? I don't remember. So... There is a skeleton inside you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Thank you. Goodbye. Are there any capybaras in the game? I don't think so. How do you stay in shape? Those are the real questions. Yes, you see there's an apartment ending. I remembered that and I haven't... I've been there when I first played the game. I don't know how I got there. But then I was a little bit better in remembering what I did, what I was going to do, what I have done. Uh-oh. There was a button. I wanted to press. She talked a bit. Indeed. Oh, we came from here. What was on the TV? This.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
On and off. It's widely accepted by the fans of the Stanley Parable community that the curator would be the narrator's ex-wife. Okay. Yeah, but Banshee, I can understand. I flipped the switch.
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
You see, I can be very... I can be a good girl. And listen. Will she be happy with me now because I quit? But then I said I begin game and everything starts again, so will she be angry now?
This is the story of a man
Named Stanley.
All of his co-workers were gone.
They are
What could it
gone.
mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm trying to remember. But I can't.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And I don't know why I can't remember.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
Let's
So he
think.
turned around and got back on track.
Oh my god. What could it mean?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Well, I need to think about life and
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in
take
the
off my
broom
shoes
closet.
because they were
He
so
wasn't even
long.
doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there
Because
doing
I was
sweet
in the
FA.
garden.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Yes, I'm still in the closet.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
And why is the
Maybe
light
to you
so
this
loud
is somehow
here?
its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
It was my
I hope your
favorite.
friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
So nobody cares.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this
Yes,
broom closet,
I'm dead.
explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is
We
taken
don't
care
know.
of
We can
before it
see
begins to
our
decompose.
feet. We can
Hello?
see our
Anyone
hands.
who happens to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological
This
vulnerabilities.
bucket is
It's indicative of the
very
long-term
dark, so we don't
sustainability of
know
your species. Please remove their
all the
corpse
things you
from
could
the
do in a
area and
Don't cross
instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
What was that an option too?
Ah, you too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I think this was it, right? And then next time the phone. Will it be still open then? Because I know at some point he will close it off.
Coming to a
completely.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
They're not even
Here's the
closing.
door, just go.
They're not even closing this anymore.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But how did I get into the other? But that's just that. And how did I get into the other? Yeah, well, it's too
The
late
lights
for that
rose on
now.
an
I'm back
enormous
here
room
again.
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
And I thought there was also something you could do with the monitors, but it has been so long, right? And um,
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only
Is the
reason he was
architect
happy
here?
with his
I don't
boring
know.
job? That
I
his
don't think so.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He
Yes.
couldn't accept it.
No.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
Never.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he
But the
truly
skipped
spent
frames
his
are gone
entire
from
life
this scene, so
utterly
we
blind
did
to
something
the
right.
world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working.
Okay.
All of it monitored and commanded from this very
I'm going
place.
to get killed
And
again,
as the
I
cold
guess.
reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh my god. Once and for all. Why do you have I guess button 4 is up there. I don't know if we need to push just 1, 2, 3, 4. I think button 4 is up there. Or is it 1 and
when
on
at last
something
he found
and
the
then
source
2?
of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Off the machine if you decide to turn it on. Well. Yes, well, we turned it off already once. And oh no, we turned it off twice and now and we turned it on once. I'm going to try and turn it on again. And see
Oh, Stanley.
what
You
happens.
didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Control.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to
You
understand,
did, but
there's
I'm...
only so much that machine can do.
You know, I can
You
be
were supposed
obedient
to let it go. Turn the controls off
a few times
leave.
a day.
If you want to throw my
This
story
was not
off
one of
track,
them.
you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh, no.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode,
Now we're going
eliminating
to
the entire
die again.
complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it,
Okay,
Stanley?
so we have...
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know
there's no
where to start.
Purple.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right.
How
then,
do
the
we-
good
how
one.
do we
You're
purple?
gonna die anyway.
Oh,
I'll tell
and
you
this is
exactly
open?
what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This
I
version
don't
of
know.
events has been
Let's
rather amusing.
just try
Watching you
and
try to make sense
do
of everything
1,
and
2,
take
3,
back the
4,
control
5.
wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm
shut up.
enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
I know,
These
right? I
numbered
like
buttons.
clicking
No,
things.
these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer?
Incorrect.
How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of
Okay,
eternity. And Stanley died again.
So 4
And Stanley died again.
red
And Stanley died again.
again. Yes.
Take a look at the
Goodbye,
clock,
Anthony.
Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Yeah.
30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
Oh,
Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
No.
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
but you didn't. You just say happily ever. Of. Of. Oh, my co-workers are gone. Oh, the bucket. The office changed. The bucket is here. Oh my god.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
This
doors,
is just-
he entered the door on his left.
They just skipped everything. I should have taken the bucket though. Ah!
Oh no,
Look.
oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all.
Okay.
I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
It's fine. I do wonder why the light is so noisy. And I wonder why my camera is not just snapped to the floor. But that's something else. Lights in my house are also noisy. Like this? Wow.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But down here, only death, right? The whole...
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number. And that will be it.
Wow.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
I don't... I don't remember how I got to the other ending. What did I change?
Here's the door, just go.
Oh, the one with the lights I was talking about yesterday.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
The lights.
Why
Yes.
did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Yeah. If you can clarify. No, I think I remember. I remember. You asked me to...
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Well, I'm happy you're happy. I'm happy you're happy. We're all happy.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator.
That's what
I
elevators
can't
are
even begin
for,
to grapple
right?
with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Is it the boss's office?
Oh
Oh,
my god.
it's the boss's
It's the
office.
boss's office.
Yeah.
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
More time.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I
Yeah.
have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Nee. Daar. Zit hem. Kom maar door. Nee.
Of
Ja.
course. going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling
Thank you
that has
so
grown
much.
stale and repetitive.
Some random vampire for following. Okay, let's go back up. Hello.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley.
Yes.
You
it's
and I,
killing
we have
me.
no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Okay.
There we go.
This is
Isn't
okay.
this so much more exciting?
Yeah,
You know,
I can
Stanley,
open the door
it
for
seems
the
like
dog
nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be
Okay.
shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and
Yes.
alive.
And
That's why
alive.
people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Look at this.
Oh, good, we're here.
It's not the boss's office. Oh my god.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
You did. Now I get to be in a press conference. Or just conference.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
This door? No, this door. But I don't like
All right,
to
are you ready?
stage. Welcome,
I've told them you're
Stanley.
going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Stanley passes out from a panic attack. Oh, but that was pretty cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, let me take a bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
To the cargo lift? Yeah, so what I did yesterday is I
Good,
went
said
there.
the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think
I
about
haven't
this
been
obvious fact. He
there.
was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Dark room? What? It's not a dark room, though. Oh, that dark room. Well, bucket.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley
A
and
sad
his
story.
bucket.
And his
Once
bucket.
upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
That sink needs some cleaning. Okay. Here's my bucket. Hello, Sandy. It's me, your bucket. Present to take me to work with you, but do we want to go to work? I guess we need to.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Wait, where? But I don't have the bucket now. Oh, here it is. Take me back home with you. Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
There you are, my beautiful bucket.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley,
Hmm?
can you hear me?
Yes?
Listen to me. It's just a bucket.
I know.
It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Look how shiny it is.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press Y to relive the same day with me over and over. Pressing all the buttons. And then Y.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. Oh, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes.
Ooh.
The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
The bucket is in my bed. And all the candles. Here,
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Go back to work. Why? Why? Okay, so that was something.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Do we take the bucket now? Surname access. I'm going to take a
bucket.
bucket.
The chaos
Yes.
all seemed to melt away
Bucket.
as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the
Do all
employee
endings
lounge was
change
simply
with the
place to
bucket?
be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was no, never
How long
mind.
have we been streaming?
Bucket was
Almost 2
wrong.
hours, okay.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not
I
question
tried
why or
going
how this
down,
bucket
but
was
that
speaking
didn't
to him.
work.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Most of them, yes, okay. I'm not going to... You need to go down there without the bucket. Why? Can't I take the
No,
bucket?
stop.
Why?
Up there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no
Oh,
buckets past this
no.
point.
Why?
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I didn't
Unless-
know.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket
don't-
and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Well, you tell me.
Please, step in here for a moment.
What?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
It looks like a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh, okay. Look, that's a problem.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
It looks kind of the same, so...
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
So the next one, I will say no, and then it is a bucket, right?
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Yeah.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
That's definitely not a bucket.
Correct.
Yay!
This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket?
The next is a bucket. Why is it a bucket? Okay, but I trust you.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Newbie. Yeah.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Both. I was clicking in the middle of here, but are we now done?
Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
I need to kick the dogs or something. To be or not to be a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Nothing is a bucket. Is nothing a bucket or is a bucket nothing? No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
No.
Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone?
Everything is a
Disappeared.
bucket.
Wait,
No.
was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Yay.
Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay, so now I go to the same place without a bucket because everything is a bucket, so we can take
All of his
anything.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
By
Perhaps
bucket.
he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something.
Oh,
Do you
if
have
I
zero
go
consideration for others?
up there
Are you
without
that
a bucket,
convinced that I want
that
something
will be
bad
my
to happen
wife.
to you? What? I don't know how to
right?
convince you of this, but I
think.
really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
But what happens if I walk through the blue door? I know the red door is good, but I think I did yesterday. Yes. If I don't go through the red door, will I still...
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Huh?
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
Yes.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
Ooh.
And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
We have a leaderboard? Oh my god. I'm nowhere on there. Oh, maybe I am. Is Stanley online? Is Well, that's good, right?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and
Oh,
now
cool.
would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4 hours.
So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Wow. Sound. Bye-bye, baby.
You heartless bastard.
Yes, I don't
Did you
care.
do it because you hate babies or
Yes.
purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
Bye.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Oh, this
But it seems
looks
obvious
like
to me that you are
Firewatch.
meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Ooh. Look at it. There's a TARDIS on the... on the mountain top there. Thank you.
Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions,
Open
no path to
world.
follow. You can
We
just go
can't
in
have
any...
that.
Oh,
How
thank
did we
heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now,
run?
Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh, I was just walking through the crack.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
Rocket League.
Stanley, if you
Really?
manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Where's my car? I need my car. Oh, here we go. What? No explosion. Really?
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it... Hold on. What are you doing?
I'm getting the ball.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh. Falling even further. There's a lot over at the Frankenstein place. And the light's gone. Okay. But we have monitors here. Surveillance. What is that? Oh, we got.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Is that
I
so?
can wait.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is loading. Oh my
All of his
god,
co-workers
it's
were
so
gone.
empty.
What could it mean?
And
Stanley
my...
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Everything changed. What is? Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Dog mode. Yes. Not taking the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
And now
5
I
years ago.
first want to go to my wife. It's not very different. And then I go
Stanley, I
that
think
way
perhaps we've gotten off on
to the
wrong
lights.
foot
And then
here.
when I'm at the
I'm not
lights,
your
I'm going
enemy,
to
really,
stop.
I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can
There's
be
a figurine
difficult,
there.
but the fact is
There's
that
one
the
there.
story
How
has
do I
been
get
about
there?
nothing but you all this time.
How do I get?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh yeah, I was still barking. Okay, we need to remember that for when we play next time.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
It
Hold
is.
on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Of course
They
I
want to
did.
commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
But you
Now
can.
he's pushing a button.
I'll try to
Now
run away
he's
another
eating
time.
lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned
I
to
want to
work
go to bed.
was a
Can I go
reminder
to
that none of
bed?
it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had
We're
suddenly
gone.
vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
This is my life, by the way. I press buttons to spend
So
time with
he
people.
went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Yeah. Work.
As he wandered through
Faces.
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and
I'm
again,
ignoring you.
over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Yeah, but I tried this back then, right? And you don't, and it just keeps standing there. So you have to eventually to. So it's not really a choice. It is a choice to push it, but if you want to go forward, you need to do things you don't want to.
You see?
I guess.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Time is still the same though.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself.
How long
Minutes?
was I sitting?
Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, but it didn't.
Stanley was
it
so
didn't
bad at following directions,
stop
it's
by
incredible he
itself?
wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, maybe. Huh.
And there it is,
Figurine.
the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
Aw.
So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
But I guess I can't. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah. There's a thing here. I don't know where it leads.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path
Yeah,
that it seemed
well,
the office had begun. So far off the beaten
at
path
some...
that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office
Can
had
you
begun.
shut up
So
now,
far off
maybe?
the beaten path that it seemed the office.
There we go.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Well, I'm happy you didn't succeed. Succeeded. That's what I should say. And
Stanley,
it's
I'm
nice
sorry,
to hear
but I
that
have to put a
you
pause
are
on things. It's just
starting to
it's
become
those
happy.
figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Oh. It's a nice hauling, and I like this one. I don't need to go there, but we're now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Yeah, that was about the original.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Oh my god. I've set 7 of 6 now.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You
I know,
did that,
right?
Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here by the red and blue doors. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Is that so?
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Why is the apple whispering? Why is the apple whispering? It's whispering, guys. I like it better than the apples make, because that makes me want to punch the person biting the apple. But
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
woohoo! Great music choice.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
Oh,
I spent
yes.
a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else. And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine.
Can
right
I-
here in
I
the
can't
warehouse.
follow.
This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
You are in the present.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone. No, I'm not done.
Oh,
I'm not ready
okay.
to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
How will it feel?
Okay, yes, this spot in the warehouse. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we
Yeah,
watched?
I remember.
Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
And the whispering apples. It is, right? It's also something else to play.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them.
Next-
I'm very glad we resisted the temptation.
Next game
Next
I am
one.
going to be playing will not be Stanley. Because 2 Days of Stanley is... Wait. Am I going the right way? I don't... Yes.
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
I need to go to that one first. How can I go there? Wait, where am I not moving? Oh, maybe you can one day, right? Why can't I go first? What am I doing wrong? Oh, here we go. No. You see, it stops. You are? Just slowly? I don't think I am. I don't know where I was coming from. Oh, there. Now we are moving. Yeah, still moving. Wow. I don't think I'm moving anymore. Are these fireflies? Why can't I get through that one? You would not believe your eyes if the little fireflies lit up as I fall asleep. Or so it's something like that. I'm not going there. I don't know why. And I don't need it. Maybe it's just the game not allowing me to take it. Is it possible to get it? No, there's a invisible wall here. So as soon as I got out there, and I didn't see it because I only saw the exit light. But there's a wall here I can't move. No, I won't have them all. My life is a failure. See, there's just let's go.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is.
No.
I want more memories.
Okay, never mind. See if I care. Yeah. I was about to stop like an hour ago already, so.
Oh, yes, the two doors.
Oh,
Who could have forgotten
no.
that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
No.
Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley doesn't want to be left behind me. He's already not saying anything, so.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
It was strange because the telephone is here and the voice came from the computer, but no bucket. Oh, the bucket is here. No, I don't want the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of two
there he
open
is
doors,
again.
he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Yes, I'm going
Give me a
to
chance.
stop
Now listen carefully, this is important.
when we're in red
Stanley
door
walked
territory.
through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Here we are.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
And then you have to kill yourself to get out of here, but because if we go here, you start.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Just one time to make him scared.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No!
Nothing happened.
Oh, thank God. You lived.
I did.
You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
That's what I thought when I first got here. Like, he's been pretty bossy and demanding. So, it was good to have him back. Anyway, I think this is where I will end the stream. We've been playing for, well, close to 3 hours. How dare you? Why, please? You're watching Benji, you don't need me. Well then, do take care. Yes, you too, what do I call you? Vampire? Or random? Or some. Thank you for the company. No, I'm not. Okay, I am. Yes. And you know, but I'm also watching you. Well, you know where to find me if you want me, right? Yes. So next time probably will be a different game, and we can get back to Stanley one of these days, but not the next time, because Elder Scrolls Online is also having drops on Twitch, so I might play that to get myself the drop, of course. Otherwise, I have to watch other streamers, and why would I do that? No. And there are some other games that you can also suggest. So I do, yes. I just like my cameraman. I have a cameraman there. It's good. So when I switch to, oh yeah, I messed with my screens, but this one I should be in the middle. Even if I move, it should be okay. You see? So that's why auto tracking. Well, again, thank you so much for being here. Next time, no Stanley. But we'll see what we'll do then. So thank you so much, and until next time.